I love that.
Career pathing.
First of all, that is, we've had companies. Yeah, that's not an unusual thing.
Career pathing as in career pathing or her career path?
No, it's career pathing as a career pathing. Yeah. I mean, we can talk about your career in the context.
In the context of, which is interesting because
You already hit record?
Yeah. So ready?
Yeah. That's for producers.
Special.
Yeah. So, Erin, would you do us a favor and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Erin Spencer. I am a senior research analyst at Deloitte, which means that I study HR technology and I get to go to lovely things like vendor conferences and talk to you.
You've been studying HR tech for a hot minute.
Almost 14 years.
My goodness.
Longer than I've been alive.
So you started when you were 17?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I was pregnant with my daughter, which makes it easy to remember because it's whatever age she is plus a little bit more.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
That's a nice little demarcation. Oh, you're 30? Oh, I've been doing this too long.
Oh, man.
But you didn't start at Deloitte.
I did not start at Deloitte. I actually started off, to back way up, I worked for Stacey Harris, who's another analyst in this space. She hired me as an intern when I was in college.
Oh.
So I started off as an intern for instructional designers. So Stacey was an instructional designer at that point, and we wrote training material to teach people how to be corporate recruiters.
No, I love all that.
So
she's a good hiring. She's spotted talent.
So she went to Burson. I went elsewhere, and I was pregnant with my daughter.
Right. And then boom, you're off.
Well, I was looking for a job that I could do from home.
Right.
So I was working in an office and I was like, oh, 2 babies in an office. Like, this sounds awful.
This is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. And Stacey put out on LinkedIn that she was looking for someone to do internet research and writing 15 to 20 hours a week. And I was like, well, have a baby. I'm in. Like, this will be great. And then she was like, well, I actually really need someone full time. And I was like, I mean, okay, but just so you know, I'm pregnant. Like,
I can figure that out.
But we can make this work. And so I worked for Stacey at Brain and Hall Group and did the internet research and writing and started studying HR technology. And then she moved off to what was then Cedar Crestone, became Sierra Cedar to run the HR system survey.
Right.
I followed her there, was there almost 5 years running the survey part of the HR system survey. And then Burson at Deloitte came calling and was like, hey, you want to come work at Deloitte? And I was like,
got to give it a shot. It's a different bit.
Yeah. It's a different bit. And I really do enjoy it.
And you're sitting on a ton of data and a ton of people doing implementations.
We have access at Deloitte to just so much more.
Global
work, global research. And, Deloitte does the human capital trends. And so where we get to be a part of that. And sometimes they let me play with the trends data. And so
I think what people outside of Deloitte, though, that don't understand is they have a human capital division.
That there's a whole
consultants, there's a whole practice. And then the practice that you're in, which is different from that.
It is.
So it's
I'm a human capital, but like my team is actually the Technology Market Insights team, aka TMI.
That's right.
So my only job is to
works both ways.
Always is to truly study the HR tech in the market and the market space.
All right. Well, we got tons of questions, but I believe the theme of this is going to be career pathing.
Absolutely.
So I've got this bit on careers that basically, if you're in a car, careers do not make sense as you look into the windshield, but if you look in the rearview mirror, they make sense.
Absolutely.
So, like, you think you are making the best decision for you. You go to grad school. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, then you do another graduate program. Okay, that makes sense. Then you go to a startup. Well, when you're driving, none of that makes sense.
You're just going.
And then all of a sudden, when you look in the back, it's like, oh yeah, I learned this here. I learned this here. I learned this here.
It all combines to make you what you are. But also you think about you're driving, it's 2:00 in the afternoon, you need a little caffeine hit, you stopped, you go off the side of the road, you meet people.
Right.
And those people and the things that you do influence the next route you take. And you don't always know what that's going to look like until you do it. Mm-hmm. I was at a conference once and I was in the hallway and I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, Jerry Crispin, who obviously you all know, and he introduced me to Chris Avrillo.
Yeah.
Which who then was my boss at Deloitte. But I wouldn't have known Chris if I had had that 2:00 coffee and ran into Jerry in the hallway. And I don't.
Both wonderful human beings.
They
we'll just put a placard down for that. Both wonderful human beings.
Couldn't be better. But also, if you're not in the hallway, if you're not getting your coffee, you don't always know what circumstances that you're going to find yourselves in, who is going to be the person that impacts your career.
That's that serendipity.
The serendipity. And I think that people don't always understand that serendipity plus all of the work that you put in is what can truly make a career and move it into a different path than what you ever expected.
Right.
So let's talk career pathing. Give us your worldly view on career pathing.
Yeah, current take, because it can be edited.
My life.
We are not edited.
No, I mean in the future.
Oh, in the future.
No,
A year from now, she'll have a different bit.
I do not, and it came from my mom.
Okay.
The job that you were going to do hasn't been invented yet.
Oh, that's nice.
So as you well know, I was a history major in college.
Yeah.
My mom's like, I know in the back of her head, she's like, what on earth is she going to do with that?
What are you going to do with that?
100%.
What are you going to do with that? But also, she didn't try to stop me. And I write papers for a living.
Yeah.
And I research and I talk to people and I investigate. And it turns out that a degree in history with minors in business and sociology along the way is the perfect training to be an HR technology analyst.
That is fantastic. So what along the way, you've been at Deloitte how long?
Just over 6 years.
Just over 6 years. Okay. What's the next thing above senior analyst?
So I'm a senior research analyst.
Senior research analyst.
It depends because at Deloitte, there's a different career path than being an analyst.
Right.
And so one of the other really interesting things about career pathing is where you are is one thing, but where you want to go, you might have to do something different.
Lateral.
Like the lateral, you talk about the career lattice. So do I try to do more at Deloitte? Would I go into implementations? Would I go into more strategy work? Would I do the independent analyst thing? Do I go off on my own? Do I do more research? Do I join someone else's analyst firm and then go do more with data or running things? Do I do more with clients? Do I go and work for a software vendor and run product marketing and help influence things from the inside of the vendor world? There are multiple paths that you can take from where I'm sitting.
Right.
And so...
And they all they all have pros and cons.
They all have pros and cons.
Right.
And then what's that next hallway conversation going to be like? And who's the person that actually offers you, or who's the person that you meet that influences your next path area?
I love it. I love it. I want to talk about a little bit about intentionality. To the younger generations that might be listening to this podcast.
Because they're just on the edge of their seat.
In the future, like a time capsule. No, seriously, how intentional do people need to be about those types of things?
So what's interesting is, as you know, I have children. My son is 17, and we've just started to do the college tours and the application piece of, what do you think you want to study? Where do you want to go? What environment do you want to be in? And the thing that I've been telling him is, you don't have to choose right now.
No.
You got to be open. I mean, you got to put yourself in the hallway to have those conversations, but it's not, life is not something that you get to plan out the way that you think you do.
Very few people do. Yeah.
Right. And by the way, I'm on my 6th or 7th job at this point.
Right.
There's you're not going to go and work somewhere for 40 years doing the exact same thing and someone's going to hand you a watch and a pension at the end.
Not anymore.
Life's not going to work like that anymore.
It's okay to do what you love and go get really good at it.
Yes.
And you'll grow from there.
The thing that I always tell my son is start investing right now in your Roth IRA. Put that money away. Save. Don't live above your current income. And, the things that you love come to you when you're looking for them.
Last question for me. Best career advice you've ever received?
The best career advice I've ever received.
So somebody at a bar in San Diego once said, no, I'm just kidding.
It was at an airport in Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly.
Best career advice I've ever received. Be ready for the next thing. what you're doing is not necessarily what you're going to be doing in the next 6 months or the next year. Be open, be flexible. I hate to say be agile, but that's what we're talking about. Set yourself up for success. Do the learning, take advantage of the class, go to the conference, talk to the people, have the conversation. But actually, it's not advice that I received. But my first job when I was working with Stacy, we were working with corporate recruiters. And I learned this in a way that you can't understand unless you work with corporate recruiters, is that everyone is replaceable.
Oh, 100%.
Everyone is replaceable.
Oh, and if you are deluded enough to think that you aren't replaceable,
then you are replaceable.
Now, sometimes I have to replace you with 3 people.
Yeah.
Or sometimes that same work that you were doing won't get done.
And that's all the way up to the board. That's all the way up to the board, and even in some cases, board members.
Right. We've seen it happen. We've seen changes at organizations that we thought would never happen. But guess what? All those people who are under gravestones in that fancy old cemetery all thought at some point they were not replaceable. And guess what?
What's your, well, we got her. What's your best career advice? What's someone outside of, that gave you the advice?
I don't know that I ever got really good career advice.
So Philly.
I mean,
holy moly.
Yeah. I mean, Mom, close your ears. They said, go work for the government and stay there.
Yeah.
Go get a pension, go get health care for life. But I never really got solid advice other than go get a job.
Right.
Mine was at Albertsons. I had a store manager that pulled me aside because he could tell I was frustrated. And he said, my first name's Jeffrey. So he said, Jeff, here's the deal. Never quit over one person.
Yeah.
Never quit. Just don't. You're frustrated at what so-and-so. Get it? A lot of other people are probably frustrated with the same person. Never quit a gig over one person. So it's pretty good advice.
One final thing. My mom always said, they want to pay me $20 an hour to make copies. They can pay me $20 an hour to make copies.
Yep. Drops my walks upstairs.
She was a dietitian, and she's like, I spent 4 hours today making copies, and you know what? If they want to pay me $20 an hour to make copies,
done.
Make copies.
I'll make copies.
Don't fight the system here. Just go with it. And
you know what? Did she make copies every day? No, but one day you got to make copies. Make your copies. Don't whine about it.
That gets back to the point of being flexible and being prepared and just doing the bit, putting yourself into it.
People know. You know who your coworkers are that you want to work with again, that'll be with you in a pinch.
Right.
And you know who the people are who won't. Be a good human as a part of this.
Erin, thank you so much for carving out time. I know you got to catch a flight.
Absolutely. Got to head out. Thank you so much again. Always appreciate our conversations.
Vice versa.
Thank you.
And we're out. There we go.
Did you clap again?
No. That's just on the start.